This is the goddess garden from my driveway. This is the prettiest time of year for it, or at least the most colorful time of year for it, because the azaleas are all blooming. This is a shade garden, as you can see. This is the middle of the day. The only light here is down by the goddess. So in the summertime, mostly what we have is green hostas, which are pretty, but not much color. So when I made the goddess garden, I brought color to it with the things that I put into it. Here is one of the first mosaics, large mosaics that we put in. And we're going to go down the left-hand side. As you can see, more azaleas. Another large mosaic. My laundry in the background. A ceramic piece. And then several totems. The totems help bring the color in the summertime and the wintertime. Closer to them. There's one. Here's one. I think they're really hard to see. There's one in the background and one close up here. You can see some of the hostas. I have to plant in containers. Not all of my containers are in the ground, but I have to plant in containers because we have critters, and the critters were here first, so we coexist. This is one of my newer totems. Here's the tree sprite. She just had 3 forever flowers added to her space. Forever flowers. And a watcher. There's the garden goddess. Here is another set of panels that were done by girlfriends. I have a frog. This from my daughter. These are all talking sticks. On the side it says menopauses, but does not yield. I used to make these, I don't anymore. Here's one of my sculptures. Yes, she's broken. She was not vitrified. I think I fired her at an 04. And she should have been fired at 6, obviously. So she's got some cracks. And I don't have the pieces to fix her, although I glue her back together again. This is the remains of a fairy house. It's sort of collapsing in on itself. My granddaughter loves it because this door moves. She can open and close it. So I probably need to nail it back together to keep her happy. More azaleas. The azaleas bloom in waves, so they don't all happen at once, which is kind of nice because you've got about a month of different azaleas. Now we're in the sun. Goes from shade to really bright sun. Here's one of the new garden maidens. You can't really see her well because of the sun. But she's on a stand, copper stand. And here's her first sister. This is the first garden maiden. A totem. Forever flower. Some more forever flowers. One here and one here. This was a totem, but I used that wood piece, did not hold well. This used to be, that little house used to be on top of that totem, but it's not anymore because it doesn't work. This piece is called Elemental because, I don't know if you can see it, but she has signs of all of the elements around her, mostly on the back and side. So we have a bird here for the air, a horse here for earth, spiral for spirit, and more on the back, but this is the middle of the garden and hard to get to, so you're going to have to use your imagination. A fairy cut out. Another forever flower. Garden. Oh, another fairy house. So small. You can tell by the house beside it. A fairy door. An owl. This belonged to my mom. She had it in her on a windowsill forever, and it's lived down here with me for almost 20 years now. It's been gone for 35, 36 years. So this is the plot around the goddess. It needs work. I haven't really spent much time on it. Some more forever flowers. And the goddess with her dangles, which were made by girlfriends and also given to me over the years by my family. See, the tiles behind the goddess were made by girlfriends the day they brought their dangles and put them on. Oops. These tiles, they're hard to see because they're brown, but they're on top of the cinder blocks. Just a little bit more of the community. You come over here to my piece. This is my mixed media mosaic. Again, boy, it's really hard to see when the sun's bright. See if we can get some up close-ups. You can see it's just found objects. That's a horse. I used to collect them when I was little. Don't have many of them left. Seashells, mostly from the Outer Banks of North Carolina. That was a shell from my mom. She collected shells too. The centerpiece is from a plaque I made. It was all one piece. And when I was rearranging, I hung, this is fire, on a tree behind the goddess. I'm going to come around to the fence and the gallery on the fence. Torsos. It's a male torso. Can't remember their names now. I used to know them all. This is called the Emperor. And this is called the Empress. For obvious reasons. Summer, fall, winter, spring. Mixed media. Mosaics. Made, mounted on fence stakes. This fence stakes that came down during the hurricane. The last hurricane we had. I guess it was 2 hurricanes ago. It has masks, which I made. And if you come back a little bit further, you can see mosaics. That's winter. This is spring. The creaking sound you hear is my knees as I go up and down. This is fall. This is summer. I think of this as an altar. This is one of my ceramic sculptures with found shells. Some of those shells were my mom's too. She's called, I think she's called Autumn for obvious reasons. All of my pieces, these pieces can all stay out all year long. The only thing that will hurt them is a hurricane. This is a totem. Totems are sort of like mixed media, found object mosaics, but I was making these before I was doing the mosaics. They're bigger pieces. Okay, pretty. This is an azalea that I'm delighted is as big as it is now. I thought I'd lost it a couple of years back, but it started fertilizing it, and there it is. There's a rock border here. Pyracantha. And these are things, the blue pot container was my mom's. The fish is a purchased thing. This is a bottle tree. It has a totem up the front of it. And forever flowers up at the top of it. And the bottles aren't on it right now because the screws that I put in wouldn't hold them. So I've got dowels, and I may sooner or later get them in. Next to it is another panel made by a girlfriend with individual tiles underneath it and a mask. I have a lot of this stuff, so I bring it out here. And a birdhouse. And some other stuff that's just stuck around that I found in different places. I made this azaleas planted in a hypertufa container that I made. I'd like to make more of them. They're nice. This is the hostas have bottles in front of them and tiles. Just broken tiles from my work mostly. And then some found pieces. And some more totems. These are new. You can see in the morning, this is the red one. Actually it's magenta one. Really catches the